Welcome back to Tetrad Cycles. I'm pretty excited to get my hands on the Engwe X26, as it's not even available yet on their website, so this might be one of the first reviews you see here in the United States. What this is a foldable 1,000 watt full suspension e-bike with giant 26x4 tires on it. This thing is awesome. But first thing we need to do is get out of the box, get assembled, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about the specs and features on this bike, and then we'll take it for a ride. Got it unboxed. Let's see what was in the box. Well, of course, the front wheel always comes kind of separate, so we have to mount that big 26x4 front wheel. Of course, we've got our saddle that we've got to mount. We've actually got two sets of keys, and they're two different style keys, so we'll go over what those do in a little bit. Like all Engwe bikes, it comes with its little toolkit. The pedals we have to install, just a little reflector, some extra zip ties, and of course the battery charger. So now that we've seen what's in the box, let's go ahead and see how long it's going to take us to put this bad boy together. Well, that was not a bad assembly on this bike. It's just big and heavy, so I did struggle with the front tire a little bit, just trying to do it by myself. I would definitely recommend get some help doing that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get some flat out in the tires, because I live in a place where, again, pure evil grows out of the ground and it will take out a tire in no time. So I'm going to get some sealant in the front and rear tire. I'm going to go ahead and do a pre-flight inspection, and I'm going to get this bike down and we're going to get it, adjusted to my comfort. And then we're going to take it out and do some testing and some riding and see how it does. I can't wait to show you. It's got some really cool stuff on it. This is such a good looking bike. I'm really excited to go over this with you. Let's just start with this seat post. Look at how big this seat post is. Well, this is an actual battery internal to the frame. The whole seat post goes way down here. It's a big giant 19 amp hour battery. And now it's a foldable frame, so right here in this section, we've got a second battery. We got two batteries on this e-bike. The one in the frame here is 10 amp hours, and this is 19 and a half, so almost 30 amp hours of power. I mean, I'm not even gonna do a range test on this because it would take me, I honestly don't know how long it would take me with that much power. We could just ride forever. It's really cool. Another thing you'll notice is the big 26x4 tires on the mag wheels here. I like the mag wheels better than the spokes, because when you're talking about this much weight, I mean, this bike's like 80 pounds, and a big rider like me, which is 220 pounds, spokes sometimes will kind of get deformed, they'll loosen up, and we'll have to true them up and tighten the spokes every now and then, but that's not the case with these mag wheels here. Again, we've got Logan hydraulic disc brakes, which is a very nice feature for this. We've got front suspension forks here. Now, these front suspension forks are not adjustable, but they seem to work really well, even though they're not adjustable. They've got a lot of travel and they feel really good and they're really smooth. I never really adjust my front shocks much anymore. Now on the rear here, we can see that we've got like this motorcycle type suspension, these big shocks here, which are air shocks, air over and spring, so we can actually fill these up to pressure. And we've also got a shock over here. So we've got three shocks, one on each side and then one up front here, which is like a spring shock. There's not a ton of travel in the rear. It does work. I do feel it absorbing some of the bumps as I ride, more so in the front. So I'm not sure if this is just more of an aesthetics type thing or what the deal is, but it does work. It's pretty neat. You'll also notice that they put a rear seat on here, but no foot pegs. And even if there was foot pegs, I'm not sure exactly where you're gonna put them because there's no mounting spot for foot pegs. But if I try to sit on this back seat, I guess a kid or something could sit back here, but then you got the big, anyways, I don't know how comfortable that's gonna be. Where are you gonna put your feet? I don't know, it didn't come with pegs. Maybe you could put some on, but I think this was kind of a waste of space in my opinion. A bike like this is not really, I wouldn't think, designed for riders. It would have been more beneficial for someone like me to put some pannier bags on the back, to have an actual rack back here to carry supplies, or like I said, pannier bags. But there's really not a good way to even attach the pannier bag, so I might try to take this back seat off and actually make some type of custom rack back here. I think that'll be more beneficial. So taking a look at the other side here, we do have a 8-speed cassette on it, and it's got the Shimano Altus derailleur, and to control that we've got the trigger shifters up here, which I really like. Nice colorful display screen, and a nice touchpad too. I really like these touchpads that Engwe are using. Now if you'll notice right here, we just talked about that this is dual batteries. However, we have to move this cord from here to change batteries. It has a little twist lock on it. See, I can unplug the cord, so now I have no battery power to it. And if I want to use the seat post battery, I'll have to hook it up in the rear here. It's got a nice little plug on it where all we have to do is just snap it in, and now that battery is live and we can turn on our display and go. And what I like is, you know, it's not using both batteries at the same time, so it's almost like the one in the frame can be your reserve battery. You know, this being your bigger battery, 19 amp hours, you know, when you exhaust that and you still need to get home, you can just change your cord over to the front battery, and you got another 10 amp hours to get you home or wherever you need to get to. So really neat, the whole dual battery option on this bike. And we'll continue to go over the specs and features of this bike, but first I want to go ahead and get it out for a ride. So now, you know, I've been riding this thing for about 10-15 miles, and I don't know if there's a setting that I've messed up or what's going on, but so on the screen here it says assist. You know, we've got 3 modes. We've got assist, we've got normal mode, and then we've got a sport mode. But normal and sport are throttle only. There's no pedal assist with either one of those modes. However, if I change it back into assist, now I have pedal assist, which, boy, this thing just takes off. A lot of power. That's 718 watts there. But although I have pedal assist in that mode, I have no throttle. Now that's kind of a big deal, because when I come to a stop sign or something and I need to take off and I forget to change gears, I like to use that throttle mode. So then I'd have to change modes to get it into throttle mode, but then I don't have any pedal assist. So I don't know if that's a flaw, something I put in the settings. I went through the settings, there's nothing really to change that. So I'll be contacting Engwe next week and see if that's a programming issue or what, because I've got this same screen on the Engine Pro and I can use pedal assist and the throttle at the same time, so I'm not sure what has changed on this bike. So now we are in pedal assist 5, coming up a hill. We're only doing 750 watts here. Got 100% battery. I've actually changed over to the 10 amp hour battery. My seat post battery, the 19.5 amp hour battery, was getting pretty low, so I went ahead and changed over to the 10 amp hour battery in the tube of the frame of the bike. So let's see if we can get in pedal assist level 5 as far as max speed. 24, 25, 26, 27, there's 28. I still got plenty of pedal. I'm not pedaling air at 28 miles an hour. I'm in a nice gear right here. But it looks like that's about all I'm gonna get. 28.1 is all it's gonna let me do. Uh-oh, no. All right, let me push it hard. 29, Let's see if we can get 30 out of it. Feels like I'm going faster. All right, 29.7, couldn't quite get to 30. Woo. And I was pedaling hard. Now let's change it into normal mode. Let's just do throttle only. The throttle comes on nice and gradual. It's not a full-on power, a jerk. So it looks like in normal mode, throttle only is giving us 20 miles an hour. I'm not pedaling at all right now. Let's change it into sport mode, which again, throttle only, no pedaling. Let's see what we can get out of it. Nice little straightaway. It's a little uphill, but not much. So 26 is about where throttle only is going to let us go. And you can see we're right now a little over 1,000 watts. Now this is a 1,000 watt hub motor, like I said, but I've seen it peak up around 1,400 watts so far. So let's kind of slow down a little bit. Let's see if we can get that to peak to. I saw 1250 there. Slow way down. That's only 1189, 1150. It's only peaking up around 1200 right now. Got a little off-road trail here. I guess I'm learning to use the throttle and the pedals at the same time, trying to work it as a pedal assist. But it's not very comfortable. My thumb gets tired working the throttle. Start heading back. You know, the Logan hydraulic brakes, they feel really good. The back brake is really smooth and quiet. When I pull the front brake, I can hear some squealing, but that's kind of normal with factory brakes without, you know, I didn't clean the rotors, and then usually I'll sand down the brake pads just a little bit. It usually takes care of that, and I didn't do it on this bike because I was so excited to get out for a ride today. The hub motor is super quiet. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but more quiet than some of my 750 watt bikes. Tires, of course, kind of an off-road tread. You can hear those a little bit, but again, not bad. The freewheel, you know, in the rear sprocket, that's really quiet too, much quieter than some other bikes. So we have 5 levels of pedal assist, and you can actually set each assist level to your preference. You can set the amount of percentage in which it helps, but from the factory it looks like doing 33 watts, about 8 miles an hour is about all I'm getting now. In pedal assist 1, let's bump up to 2. Not a whole lot of difference, about 10 miles an hour. Let's go up to pedal assist 3. Now I can really feel it pull. That makes a big difference. So just easy pedaling, about 15 miles an hour, pedal assist 3. Bump it up to 4. It's going to bring us up right at that 20 mile an hour mark. Well, 21, it's still pulling, 23. Pedal assist 5. Let's see what we get. That gets us up about that 25 mile an hour mark.
Well, I think that about concludes this ride, guys. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about this bike, and stay tuned. We're going to get with Engwe about a couple other issues that I saw on this, but I want to address it with them before I make another video, and we'll see if there's going to be any improvements or changes on this bike before the final release. So again, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day.